What's up guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to explain to you how I managed to earn $100,000 at the age of 21. I'm 22 now, turning 23 next month on the 4th of January, so past tense. Anyways, let's get started. So this is actually a follow-up video. I actually wanted to explain all of this in last week's video, but then I realized that I didn't really talk about the business side and the money income streams. So it basically turned into another video I also wanted to create, which is my journey to becoming a full-time filmmaker. So if you're interested in that, that's what I talked about in last week's video right here. But in this video, we're talking mainly money. So full transparency, I'm not talking about $100,000 net worth. I'm not talking about $100,000 on my bank account. I am talking about $100,000 in revenue, pre-taxes, everything I had to pay for that, like gas. I'm just talking about the straight up revenue. Although I don't have many expenses anyways, besides some camera equipment here and there, which I don't have to buy, but sometimes even like to buy, so it's not really that much of an expense. Besides the taxes and the salary I give myself for my private expenses, like for example, the rent of this apartment, I don't have many expenses on the business side, besides my ad spend, which we will come to eventually, but let's start at the beginning. On one last thing to add, we're talking about just money I earned from my own business and the stuff I do on the internet, not money that I earned from a job where I was employed, which we will talk about as well, but this is just money that I invested into my business, but not money counting towards the $100,000 goal. Okay, I think everything is set. Let's start with the first thing I did to earn some money. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Everyone has to start somewhere, and I actually started really small by delivering newspapers. Here in Germany, you can start working when you turn 14. You cannot really work that much, like I think, let me Google real quick. When you're 14, you can start a mini job and work for up to 2 hours a day. So when I turned 14, I started delivering newspapers. And this was the worst work I ever did, because if you calculate it, it was probably, if even $1 to $2 an hour. We of course had to work over 2 hours a day to get all of the newspapers delivered. It's just not possible to do that in 2 hours. When I say we, I actually did that with my best friend back then. So we were 2 people, had to split everything, so it was even less money. And it wouldn't even have been possible to do that on our own as 2 little boys to deliver all the newspapers without the help of our parents. Because if we would have had our little hand cart to deliver all the newspapers, we would have had to walk like 1,000,000 kilometers or miles, because not all the newspapers fit in the hand cart. So we had to refill it eventually, like 2 or 3 times even. So how did we do that? We loaded up the cars of our parents with the newspapers, and they strategically placed the car somewhere in our route so that we can walk around with the hand carts, deliver all the newspapers, and then eventually fill up the hand cart again, deliver some more newspapers, make a circle, and end back at the car again to refill it once more, and then deliver even more newspapers. So it's not possible to do it with a hand cart, without a car, yet alone and in 2 hours. We were 2 people, had the help of our parents with a car strategically placed. And then during us working at this job, we got even bigger and bigger workloads, because in the beginning we just had some newspapers that we would have to hand out, and then eventually we had to roll them up ourselves, like put in some more ads and then fold them like this. They even gave us instructions on how to fold them. So it was even more work in the beginning. Worst job I ever had. And then even doing it in winter where it's snowing, you have this hand cart, it's cold, it's heavy to drag this cart along. And then for $1 or $2 an hour, it was just not a good job, but it was somewhere to start. It was good to learn about the value of money and that it can be really hard to earn money. And yeah, I got some money out of it that allowed me to buy some film equipment back then when I was 14. The second job I got was way better. I got that when I turned 16. I was a barkeeper at a restaurant in my city. And my mom actually worked at this place for years. And we always said, once I turn 16, I will start there as a barkeeper. And indeed, a few days after my 16th birthday, I started working there, having my first shift. And this job, while it still was hard work some days, it was paid way better. I earned 10 euros an hour, and eventually it was even bumped up to 11 euros an hour, which allowed me to rack up, I think, between 240 in the normal school month when I was still in school doing that, and during the holidays where I could work more, about 450 to 500 euros a month, which was great, especially back then as a 16-year-old boy, and allowed me to invest heavily in my filmmaking equipment. The first thing I actually bought from the money I earned at this job was my Ronin M gimbal stabilizer for my camera back then in 2017 for I think around, let me look it up, exactly 1,159 euros. So you can tell the salary was way better. Now then I actually started a job to become a media designer, image and sound here in Germany, which I started in September of 2019 and then actually did for 2 years during Corona, which really played into my cards. Sounds weird, I know. If you want to know more about my story to becoming a full-time filmmaker, feel free to watch the video from last week right here. And I shortened that educational job to 2 years, and during that it paid me around 544 euros in the first year, and I'm not really sure what I earned in the second year, probably like 40 euros more. But again, as I talked about in the how I became a full-time filmmaker video, I didn't really work in that job from the beginning of January of 2020, because that company didn't have any jobs anymore because of COVID. I still had, so I was able to double down and work on my own business even more, work on YouTube videos, refine my craft, and build my business in general. So let's talk about all the income streams I built, or I at least tried, during that made up the sum of $100,000 in revenue. Well, of course, there's my video business, which is the main source of income, which is just me creating videos for clients. Then of course there's this YouTube channel, which I started to monetize only in 2022. After, I think back then, 7 long years of me making YouTube videos, I finally was able to monetize that. But of course, that's just a small contribution, not really worth mentioning. But again, all of the other income sources I will tell you about now are also just small contributions. The main thing is, of course, my video business, but I just want to tell you about all of the different things I did to earn some money on the internet. I also sell some stock footage, which is of course just videos I took that people can now license to use in their own videos, and I get paid for that. I do that through the website Blackbox. If you want to know more about that, I actually made some videos about that. Feel free to watch by clicking up here or use the link down below in the description. I also made some songs with music videos for fun because of course part of my main business as a video creator is also shooting music videos for others. And back then when I didn't have any references, I wanted to create some music videos for my own, which forced me to create some music by my own. So I tried myself out in basically every musical genre. I just made some songs for fun, put them on Spotify, which also resulted in some Spotify money coming in. Also made a video about that right here. Feel free to watch that or click the link down below in the description. What else do we have? Of course, I have an online store where I sell some assets for filmmakers. I have some affiliate links for Amazon or affiliate links for that store. If you create a Sellfy store with my link, I get a small commission. I tried myself out a little bit in print on demand, but didn't really sell that much. Just a few stickers ordered with my designs here and there, which actually was pretty fun. When you sitting in Germany, get the email that someone in Australia bought a sticker sheet with some designs you made. That's just, the internet is a strange place. And yeah, now the main business is of course still the video production company, and it's also of course my main income source. I started out with making a lot of music videos, but since the music industry and some strange rappers here are just really tough clients to handle, not willing to pay that much, of course. Of course, in the beginning they say money isn't a problem and the budget is open end, and then once you start to ask for more than 200 euros or dollars, they're pretty shocked. And even if you agree on something, you're running after your money for a long time until you get it. That's why nowadays I still do music videos as passion projects because I really like them. They're my passion and I don't want to not do them, but I don't do them mainly for the money part because there's just not where the money is. The money is in B2B, business to business videos. So I do mainly image videos, product videos, ads for agencies, recruiting videos, event videos, and all of that allowed me to, in July of 2021, hit my first 5-figure month, so over 10K in 1 month, which was, I'm not gonna lie, a pretty amazing feeling, and which also resulted that at the end of 2022, I reached with my own video production business and all of these side hustles I have on the internet, not including my jobs as an employee, to reach $100,000 in revenue in total. Not in that 1 year in 2022. I'm not gonna lie to you and wanna make it seem like more than I am, just in total, which of course I still think is fine. Of course, you have to consider that I didn't work full-time at my video production company from the beginning of 2019 when I registered it. Of course, I was still in school, then I was doing my education job. It was still just a work in progress side hustle there. And I didn't make more than a few €100 in the first year, a few $1,000s in the second, some more in the third, and then the biggest amount, of course, in the fourth year, which was last year, 2022. And yeah, that's how I did it. And I really want to encourage you to try yourself out. Start that business you always thought about. Make that song and put it on Spotify. Upload some stock footage if filmmaking is your genre, even if it's not. Create that YouTube channel, get that ad revenue, try those affiliate links. Maybe don't try bad dropshipping methods or other sketchy pyramid schemes. But try out as much as possible. If you like it, double down on it and really give it your all. If you don't like it, skip it and try out the next thing. Move on until you find something that you like. Because at least for me, that's what it's all about. Not having a job that makes the most money, but doing something that fulfills me. Waking up every morning and doing something that I love. Well, that got really kitschy at the end, but I think you get the point. That's it from this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and also consider subscribing right here for more videos just like this one, filmmaking, business side of filmmaking. You can find my story on how I became a full-time filmmaker right here, and you can find another video right here, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.